What's up, guys? John here, otherwise known as Blind Man Walking. uh, it's a pretty shitty day outside, so I thought I would come on and do a live chat because the dogs are all inside chilling where it's warm and dry. Um, and I haven't done one of these in a bit, so thought I would come on and just chat with whoever shows up or myself. As I've mentioned before, it's always when you're starting out doing this stuff, it's not always a bad thing to have no people at your streams. Um, it gives you time and the opportunity to hone your craft. And get comfortable in front of your camera. Typically, I have no issues when it comes to talking to like groups of people or a camera, but some people do, and that's totally fine. Um, Anyone who has a channel that wants to like grow their channel, they need to figure out a way to get comfortable chatting in front of the camera to people, because eventually people want to see you and like get to know you, and it's hard to do that when you don't show yourself on camera. People don't feel as connected to you as they would. That said, if you're blind and you can't see what you're looking at, then all of that just goes out the window. I've a I have a viewer. Man. I've mentioned before how easy it is to use YouTube Live. I am using a laptop with a webcam. However, thanks to the Blind Advocate, he got me interested in StreamYard. I have figured out how to use StreamYard. It's a very cool service. It's better than YouTube Live. It offers more functionality for. It's more professional than going live on YouTube or Zoom. So I'm gonna be starting to do some interviews, because you can interview people and they don't have to come to you. You don't have to go to them. You just do it over. Uh, you can just do it live over StreamYard. All you do is set up your studio, send the interviewee a link. They join via the link that you sent them, um, and away you go. Took a little bit of figuring out. I actually had to contact StreamYard support because I was having trouble. I couldn't hear my audio. Um, like my microphone wasn't working, even though it said it was in the the StreamYard menu. So I contacted live support, dev live support, and I explained, yeah, hey, I can't hear myself. I can't hear myself. So we did an audio test. So there's a speaker test. So I did that. It was fine. And then they got speed test, because apparently you need to have a certain speed for it to actually, for the quality to be good enough to pick up audio. So I did that. It was fine. Although he said it wasn't fun, and that was the problem. Uh, anyway, so I said, thank you, okay, bye bye. And then I knew that wasn't the problem. So I ended up figuring out that you have to add yourself to the live stream even after you've entered the live studio, which you do by just following the instructions on your screen. Um, so once I added myself to the actual live stream, it works it worked just fine. Easy to use after that, and there's like different things that you can do in each interview. You can share your screen so everybody sees your screen. You can modify the camera setup so your interview, your guest, and you can have like different uh, camera camera views, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna start doing some interviews with people who I can't get to because of where they are, and obviously because of COVID as well. So looking forward to that. Hey, where are you from? Hi, Darcy Athena. Hi. Yeah, I love meeting people who have service animals because I'm just a huge dog person. We have three. Oh, I think I lost you. That's okay. I'll just hang out here and talk to myself. So, Colleen, my fiance, got me this amazing Christmas gift, and now I'm struggling because the bar has been so high. So, there's a ski club here in Ottawa, well, in Ontario, called Ski Hawks. And every year they offer a program for visually impaired and or blind skiers. So from January to February, so there's 8 sessions of downhill skiing once a week. So they pair you up with a guide and equipment that you need, and in some cases they even drive you to and from the ski hill, which is amazing. Um, so Colleen got me that for Christmas because I was actually talking about maybe trying it out. So sorry. The deadline to register was this past Sunday. East Coast USA. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I'm from Ottawa. Nice to meet you guys. Um, yeah. So the deadline to register for the Ski Hawks program for next year, well, for January 2023, was on Sunday. So I'm like, yeah, apply. And Colleen's like, don't apply. And I'm like, well, why not? And she's like, well, I may have got it for you for Christmas. I'm like, oh shit. so so I unintentionally figured out what Colin got me for Christmas. So the, the lower East Coast. Oh, okay. I'm from Ottawa, Canada, where it's raining and cold. What kind of service dog do you have? And if you don't mind me asking, what service does your dog perform? I have a guide dog. His name is Neeson. He is 5.5 years old. He is a yellow Labrador Retriever. Yeah. So, if any of you have any ideas for a gift I could get my fiance for Christmas, uh, I'm all ears because I need some help. Oh goodness. Carrie Ann, I believe you have been in my chat before. Somewhere in Europe? You live somewhere in Europe, don't you? Yeah, so as I said, going back to StreamYard, it's like the gold standard. So anybody who goes live on YouTube to do interviews or to do anything where they're sharing their screen, they'll often use StreamYard because it's very professional looking. Um, Norway, that's right. I remember now. A black lab. Okay. Uh, yeah, it's funny. Like when you come, dogs know 100% when they're being talked about. My dog does the same. Like he gets extra happy and proud whenever like somebody could be talking to me about him, and he knows. He's wagging his tail, just like being a goofball. They totally know. Yeah. Okay. Medical and PTSD. Is she a self-trained dog, or did you get her from a organization? Let's go. Hi from Poland. Oh, nice. So I run with the Polish ambassador uh, every week. She's based here in Ottawa, which is pretty cool. Yeah. She's part of our running group that I run with. So yeah, pretty cool. Have Poland played their quarterfinal World Cup game yet, or is it the round of 16? I guess it is, eh? I used to follow soccer religiously. Now, not so much. So, for those of you who don't know, we have three dogs. So I have my dog Neeson. He's a guide dog, yellow Labrador. So my fiance has two dogs. We have a Great Dane. He is 11, and his name is Rufus. He's old for a Dane, but he's been very well looked after. So when you look after your dogs properly and give them lots of exercise and a quality diet, you know, the odds are in your favor, at least that they will live like long, healthy lives. A voucher for hey, yeah, I like that. I like that. My only caveat to that is I got a voucher for somewhere last year, so I don't want to go back to that well again unless I'm out of ideas. But thank you. Biophysical changes. Oh, cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. Biophysical changes, panic attacks. So how does she alert you? Yeah, jewelry is another like yeah, that's another idea. So my fiance is a very outdoorsy, sporty type Um, so she has jewelry, but she doesn't really wear a lot of jewelry. Aside from her engagement ring. Okay, owner trained, very, very cool. I've been pondering about, so I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to like, dog breed, temperament, training, all of that fun stuff. Um, and I have toyed around with the idea of trying to train my own guide dog. I'm positive I could do it. It's more a case of um, finding a quality dog to work with. And it takes time. I don't have the time I used to have prior to the last year or so. Um, and also it's knowing it's I don't have the ability to accept that the dog's not gonna work out. And like if you're gonna train your own dog, you need to realize that there might be like you could be the best trainer in the world, but if the dog's not cut out to do the job, it's not gonna work out. And I don't know if I could find that line. So um, anyway, I go to the dogs I've gotten have been all amazing dogs from Guide Dogs for the Blind in California. I have nothing but good things to say, great things to say about that guide dog school. So if anybody comes across this video who's looking to get a guide dog, Guide Dogs for the Blind in San Rafael um, is where I would go. Okay, that's pretty cool. Really, really, really cool. Yeah, so that's a really good thing to do is to just learn as much as you can from others who have done it already because they'll have like tricks of the trade and advice that they can give you. That's a great thing to do. I know somebody who tried to, she says she says she said she successfully trained a guide dog like as her own guide dog, but anyone who knows anything about guide dogs would tell you that that dog is not properly trained. Yeah. Actually, speaking of guide dogs, my guy had a follow-up visit. So every guide dog handler team, every guide dog handler and their dog who graduate from Guide Dogs for the Blind, they receive follow-up visits um, from Guide Dogs for the Blind every year or so, just to check in and see how you guys are doing. But due to the pandemic, a lot of travel was obviously kiboshed. But they are back traveling now and visiting clients. So we had a checkup on the weekend, and Neeson and I passed with flying colors. There was never any doubt of us like passing, but it's great to actually be able to travel and like meet up with clients and dogs because if you have any issues with your dog or any questions, concerns, uh, the trainer can actually work with you in person instead of hanging out over Zoom or FaceTime or whatever. So, um, I don't know what other parts of the world are doing, but we are beginning to return to work in person, which I the job that I have right now, um, I got it during the pandemic. I've been working from home since the pandemic began. I have moved across the country since the pandemic began, and I've been able to do that because I work virtually. Um, okay, nice. That's right. Yes, it is ongoing. Yes. The training never stops because once your dog knows a command, it's reinforcing it over and over again. Yeah, that's an excellent point. The training is always ongoing. Yeah, so we're going back to work in office, which absolutely sucks because I love hanging out here with the dogs during the day. So I work from home, my fiance does not, which is good. You know, it's good that we have our own time and all of that. Anyway, yeah, so starting this week, I will be going back in once a week, um, um, which yeah is is better than 5 days a week. Obviously, don't get me wrong. I'm I'm just a lot of people are spoiled now with the whole working from home, and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people to go back in when it's been proven over the last 2 years that we can be effective working offsite. Uh, nice, excellent. Wow. Yeah, it's always a good idea to have was always awesome if you have those resources at your disposal if necessary. Like that's great. Yeah, it's I could say the same thing about uh your service dog. Like I wouldn't really know a lot of how to when it comes to training a dog that you have. However, when it comes to a guide dog, I would be all over that. I would have no trouble. I don't think I would have any trouble. So still might at some point in the future. We'll see. The other amazing thing about guide dogs for the blind is they have a great after graduate program. So when you graduate with your dog, not only do you get follow up visits every year, they also offer you reimbursement cost for your dog's annual vaccines and their checkup. And if your dog has a medical emergency and you cannot cover the cost of the bill, they will pay the bill. So you can't beat that. Like that's phenomenal. A lot of guide dog schools aren't in the position to offer that. It's a lot of money. The financial toll is huge. Uh, So I use for those of you who are here or who may come across this, I am totally blind. Well, not visible vision. I like to describe that. However, I am in the process of doing genetic testing to see if there's any gene therapy out there that can help my vision, which is pretty cool. I use a screen reader on my laptop. Um, and I use VoiceOver on an iPhone. I'll stay on here in another couple of minutes. I like chatting. So my brother is also blind. He's a cane user. He likes dogs, but the guide dog lifestyle it's just not for him. Um, I have tried to convince him to get a dog. I've tried repeatedly, and he's just not playing ball. So when I walk anywhere with him, he has to go ahead because otherwise we're gone and he's like way behind, and it's just so it's just more practical for me to just go behind him. And even when I do that, my dog Neeson tries to pass him all the time. uh, all right, I'm gonna go make some dinner. So yeah, nice to hang out with you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you or hear you um, in the next one. Cheers.